Hello, welcome back to Knowledge Mining Platform. I'm glad you made it up to the end. Our final lab, also optional, recommended to follow it. Analyzing extracted data with Power BI. In previous labs, we created our skill set and specified to store this skill set. So therefore, in a storage account, there were created tables with all this extracted data. Now we want to analyze this data using Power BI. The first thing I'm going to do with this lab is access to the portal. There it is. I'm already within the resource, actually not. I'm already now going to the resource group where we created our previous resources for this area of labs. And we'll access to the storage account. From the storage account, we can see for the table services, there are tables already uploaded. Again, this is the data, the enriched data that was storing when we set up in our skill set in one of the previous labs. We have 4 tables for documents, entities, images, and key phrases based on the options we selected. Now, what we are going to do is get the access keys, the URL for the table. To do that, in the left menu, under the settings, there are the properties. There are the endpoints for each one of the services. I will be working with the table service. So we'll copy and record this value in a notepad because I'm going to use it later. Also, in order to connect, I need the access keys. We'll find that under settings in the access keys and get one of the 2 keys. Both of them have same permission, both of them have admin permissions. Let me also record this value in a notepad. Now, I want to analyze the data in Power BI. I will use Power BI Desktop. Already have it open. First of all, we need to sign in. I'm already signed in. Secondly, need to create this template. So go directly to File, Save As. I'm going to save it here. I already have the path, Power BI report. This is going to be my search analysis. Create my PBIX file. Perfect. Now go and get the search data. From the home ribbon, make sure it is selected. There is the option to get the data. There are some sources already available. In my case, I select the get data option. Also, there are some sources available, but I don't have the option I need. So go to more. This is going to pop up the get data. Where we can see all the options, all the sources we have available. Now we'll use Azure, specifically Azure Table Storage. We want to connect to those 4 tables we saw in the storage account and go to connect. In the next page is where we need to provide the account name or the URL. I will send the URL. Let me go for the recorded URL. Storage account. We are working with the table service.core.windows.net and hit OK. After it detects the endpoint, it's going to ask me for the account key. So go again. I'll go again to get the key that I recorded before and paste it here, and finally go to connect. Once we are connected, it is going to open the navigator, giving us all the detected tables from that connection, from that endpoint specified. So here there are all the tables. I will select all of them, want to work with all these tables: documents, entities, images, and phrases. Actually, it's uploading the preview if we need, and we can go directly to load this data, but I'm going to transform the data. Let me just show you the preview. These are all the columns available so far. So I go to transform the data. This is going to open the Power Query editor. It's open in my other monitor. Give me a moment. To move it here. Now I'm in the Power Query editor, where we can go and check the content, modify, add some other data, so we can edit and create our queries. So check in the left side we have the queries. By default is selecting the images. I'm going to start working with the images and select the first three columns: partition key, row key, and time span. I don't need these columns, so go directly from the home ribbon, go directly to remove the columns. And I just have the content. What I'm going to do now is select this icon that is giving us the option to load all the data. Now we see within the content, this is all the data available. Here we can go and specify what is the data we want to get. I'm going to keep all of it and hit OK. So now we can see the document ID, the image ID, if it found celebrities, the description, the content height, image path, original height, original width, content tags, if it found some tags, the text, and the width. This is the whole content from the images table. I will follow these same steps for the other four tables. I don't need the partition, row key, and timestamp. These are properties from the table itself. I don't need this data, I just want the data from my document. So I go again and remove the columns. I go again and load all the data I want to use. So I hit OK to expand the content column and get the key phrases. Key phrases only have document ID, key phrase ID, and the key phrases found in the documents. Go now to the entities. Same thing, remove the columns that are part of my table, expand the content column, and hit OK. For the entities, we have document ID, entities ID, the entity, and the entity type. And finally, for the document, same process, remove the column, expand the content column with all the fields available for the document itself. Document has document ID, language code, the merge content, metadata author, content type, the content type, a metadata creation date, the content MD5, also content type for the storage, file extension, last modified, storage name, path, the size of the document, and the translated text. These are all the properties from the document that we are going to find. Now that I finish, also from the home ribbon, I can go and close and apply. I want to close it and apply this configuration I set up within the Power Query editor. So hit there. And we are ready to create our reports. Well, still adding, but when it loads, we are going to be ready to create the reports. I'm going to pause the video and start when it finishes. Ready, it's finished. And actually we can explore and check the data uploaded. Here are the 4 tables and with all the columns. Also, we can go and check the model and the relations we have between our tables. But for now, what we are going to do is create a few visualizations, some simple visualizations. First, I want to start with, what it is here, with the table visualization. So we'll click on the table visualization. Then, for the filters, I will keep as default, but for the values, I will work with the entity and select, let me just find, this is the entity ID, this is the entity itself, and the entity type. This is the one I want. So I drag the entity type to get the list of all the entity types available within this table, within this data. Okay, I can go for another visualization. Go to the ellipses. Now I want to get other visualization that is not part of the command. So go to get more visuals. This is going to open the PowerBI visuals where I can go and search for a specific one. This time I want to work with the word cloud. So let me check if it's here available. If not, I go to filter. I don't find it, so let me just type it. Here it is. I want to use the word cloud and add it. So add the new visualization, the word cloud. We'll move it beside the table. Let me make this table smaller, we don't need much space. Okay, so for this visualization, for the word, now I'll be working with the key phrase, specifically the key phrases under the category. And it's going to show all the key phrases that are found within our documents. Okay, so now I'm going to move to another visualization, this time working with a clustered column chart. Clustered column chart, select it, and start configuring. For the axis, we'll use the metadata storage file extension. This is going to be under the documents, and well, let me find it because it's very small. Let me just find it. We'll pause the video. When I have it, I'll show you. Found it. It's this one. Let me just confirm. This is the metadata storage file extension. And for the values, we'll work with the document ID. Let me just confirm. This is the document ID. So now we have our new visualization, the cluster column chart based on the extension and the ID, the document ID we have for our files. Well, this is just a simple visualization based on the data, based on the enriched data we got from our applications. And you can see we can start filtering, but well, that will be more of Power BI skills. For now, we finish our lab. Hope you enjoy the series, all this series of the lab. Thank you very much for watching, and we hear us next time.